Hi, my name is William Wright, and the service that I've chose will be a hospital lighting analyst. Working in a hospital environment for the last almost a year as an engineer, one of the most important things that I've realized is being able to see what you're doing, especially in the medical field, can literally mean the difference between life and death. So what my service will provide is a full analysis of your current lighting situation, recommend an upgrade path, help place your order, and verify the installation. Many people may think that just your upgrade path is going to be switching out your current lights for an LED light. Well, there's multiple different types of LED lighting, and knowing what you have, what your current stock on hand is, and being able to most cost efficiently upgrade what you have into the new technology will allow you to save money currently, not throw away money you've already invested, and save money in the long run. So what my mission is to help improve the quality of all medical facilities lights. There's many times that you may walk into a medical facility and assume that you're going in to a place where technology is at the forefront of their minds. You may not notice if the lights are right when going into the medical facility, but you will notice when they're wrong. One of the common things that I've seen prior to the upgrade that I've currently done is while walking through, you see a blue light, a white light, and a yellow light, all three on different color spectrums, and it's one of those things that jumps out, not when it's right, but when it's wrong. You don't want to give that impression. We're going to systematically determine the approach, like I mentioned, based on your current stock. We don't want you to just go and throw away products you've already paid for, but you will see based on the cost analysis at the end that you may be wasting money by using a product that you have already paid for. With no physical structure needed for this project, I will be able to strategically place my home office in a location that may have a lower cost, but will also be surrounded by numerous areas that have large medical facilities. The current service is going to be located here in Colquitt, Georgia. We're only an hour away from Dothan, Alabama, Tallahassee, Florida, and not much further than that located from Columbus, Georgia. So three great areas that have booming economies, great medical facilities, and will allow me to keep costs down where we're located. As mentioned, there's no physical structure required for this startup. As we begin to expand, having an office space may become a luxury, having to be able to employ a secretary, someone to answer the phone and keep appointments. But for now, the only main important thing is going to be able to make phone calls, receive mail, and do a schedule. Keeping the cost low initially, especially for a single person business, is going to be the key to profitability. Working from this home-based office will provide all the necessary requirements until that expansion where additional employees are needed. There's no product design per se that's going to go along with this service. The only type of design will be the overall components that are going to be brought together as an end state. As I mentioned, there's multiple different types of lights that are used in a medical facility. Most of these are going to be your standard tube lighting that most people know as a fluorescent light, but those are also broken down into T12, T8, T5, and T5 high output lighting. So there is a design component as far as how your items are paired together. One of the most common, especially down hallways where your lights are on 24/7, is going to be your standard T8 bulb. Now, a lot of medical facilities are still running on a T12, which have a much higher operating cost. Again, we'll show those numbers and figures near the end of this. But going to a T8 and an LED bulb is going to greatly increase all efficiencies. So the design components are going to be to ensure your fixtures are correct, ensure that you have your ballast or driver that will power a T8 bulb, and then having the proper T8 light. LEDs are not like fluorescent lights where they shine in 360 degrees. They do have a radius of light that is emitted. So that's another important thing, to be sure that your fixture works with the LED that's selected to produce the proper lighting for your area. There is a quality aspect. Again, I'm not creating a product, but this quality is going to be of the utmost importance to ensure that the service is proper. While before going in and during the pre-inspection, there will be a quality inspection of your current lighting wires. Now, lighting is able to be ran on a 14 gauge wire compared to a 12, but there is an importance of having a grounded wire. If you're going with dimmer switches, making sure you have your low voltage wiring. So there will be quality checks on your pre-existing equipment. The fixtures are going to be examined for the different types of efficiency when running. Again, there are 3 different types of bulbs. When looking at LEDs, you have your traditional plug and play where you're just going to swap out your fluorescent bulb, put in your LED bulb, and the fixture is going to work like normal. You have that of an LED driver. A driver is a little more efficient, not significantly, but a little bit more efficient than a ballast. And then you have your direct wire bulbs. These require no ballast, no driver, and the wires actually would just plug directly into the tombstones of the lighting fixture. The driver, again, is the most efficient, but has a higher upfront cost. The ballast will allow you to change and use directly what you're using now. And then the plug and play direct wire option will allow you, if you have burned out ballast, old ballasts such as T12s and you're upgrading to T8s, you can eliminate that completely. We're going to do the follow-up after the installation is complete. There might be different parts of the medical facility, such as maybe radiology, where they don't require this nice bright light but still need lighting to maybe eliminate glare from reading your x-rays, and making sure that your color spectrum stayed consistent throughout the whole entire project. And we're also going to help you be able to track your product warranties based on what you go with. This may be as much as letting you know that certain areas of your facility are under a 2-year or 3-year warranty, or making sure your paperwork gets turned in properly so you don't negate your warranty. Efficiency is the biggest thing other than just appearance for why switching to LEDs is of key importance. Medical facilities, while some are nonprofit, have to have some type of income coming in to ensure their doctors and staff are paid. The more money you can save from operating costs, the more you have to reinvest in your facility. So as mentioned, your fluorescent lights are going to operate with a 360-degree light emittance from the bulb. That means when you plug that glass tube in, light comes out from all sides of it. Now, most of that is going to be pointed upwards, especially in a recessed light where the light fixture is flush with your ceiling, and only a small percentage of that, approximately 100 to 140 degrees, is going to actually be shining downwards towards where you want the light to be shown. LED lighting it's emitted with a light emitting diode. So rather than a glass bulb that produces light after heating up, the lights actually shine in the direction that they're angled. Now the average one is about 110 degrees, and this allows the light to be focused where it's actually needed. Just that efficiency, since most are actually the same number of lumens outputted, is about a 66% more light put where you need it. Just to make that simple, if you have, say, 1,000 lumens, and yes, that's very low, but if you have 1,000 lumens, and that is all spread out through 360 degrees, and then you have that same 1,000 lumens, and you have that focused just in that 110 degrees where you're going to have it showing, you're actually going to get 66% or a little over that more light shown through the same number of efficiency, or the same number of lumens. So cost is where, this is what it's coming down to. If you're going to be paying for a service, you have to know there's a way to recoup that money in the future. An average fluorescent bulb compared to an LED operates at just under half. Now we use simple numbers of 32 and 16 since that's a common wattage for a fluorescent compared to an LED bulb. The running cost is actually a little bit higher than that 32, but this will make it easier. Most medical facilities, such as hospitals, have their hall lights on and nurses' lounges and many of the areas on 24/7. These fluorescent bulbs running at 32 watts would use 280 kilowatts or 1,000 watts per year compared to 140 kilowatt hours for an LED bulb. Now, the national average is currently 12 cents per kilowatt hour through all 50 states. You might be slightly higher, slightly lower, but that's going to be the national average. So that means this cost would be $33.64 or $16.82 per bulb. You know, that doesn't seem like a lot, but that $16 a bulb is actually enough in that first year to pay for throwing away your glass fluorescent bulb and buying an LED bulb. Where the big savings comes in is when you look at the big picture. Most tube lights in a hospital have either 2 or 4 bulbs. A lot of them in a hallway, they have 4 bulb fixtures, which allows you to only have one fixture down the center of your hallway. That means each fixture in a 2 bulb would save you $33 a year, or in a 4 bulb, $66 per year. Now, if you think about a hospital and how many hallways they have, and just estimate 100 fixtures, that's going to be a savings of $3,300 or $6,600 a year, depending on if it's a 2 or 4 bulb fixture, just from switching these lights. Now, this isn't a, oh, it could do this. This is science, this is math, and this is what your electric company is charging you. Now, another thing to think about is most hospitals are going to be ran on a metered system, which means they're going to take their peak usage, and that's going to be what they're charged throughout the whole month. So you're already operating on a higher kilowatt hour cost. So this savings could even be greater than that, but we're going on the low side of what the national average is and not for a hospital or a commercial facility. So this savings is also going to be compounded by your labor savings and the cost savings of products. Now, the energy efficiency of an LED bulb is one thing, but the life hours is another. LEDs are measured on a 70% rating compared to a fluorescent 60% rating. So what that means is at 70% light output of the LED bulb, it's actually considered to be gone, where a fluorescent does at 60%. So those life hours where, you know, an LED bulb can say 50,000 compared to 20 or 30,000 for a fluorescent means you're also getting more light at the end of those hours than what you are for the fluorescent. So you're going to save money on maintenance, changing out your fixtures. You're going to save money on reordering products. And in the long run, you may be cheaper throwing away every fluorescent bulb in your facility, changing out to an LED bulb, having a better looking product, and having a more efficient product, even though you just threw away the money you've already paid for. You're actually wasting money by installing it. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to helping you save money and be a more efficient medical facility.